Hello, everybody. Hello, welcome, welcome. I am so excited about having you here with me today. I'm so excited to have you here so that we can share with you the fastest path to cash income. It's a series of webinars that you all asked us to do. These were all topics that you wanted to hear about. And so we decided to put them out there to serve you, to give you the information you need to have a super successful end of the year. And this one today, oh my goodness, 3 ways to optimize your after Christmas sale. Let me tell you, the other thing I'm going to be sharing in this too is the biggest mistakes we see retailers make. And they leave so much money on the table and they walk away from so much business that they could do. And so we're going to dig into all of that. And you guys, as I share some of this with you, I want to make sure you're sharing what you're feeling about all this, because I want to make sure that we can deal with any issues, any mindset issues you have about it, and any questions. So that's what I'm really thrilled. So with that said, grab a pen and your piece of paper or whatever, and turn off your phone, which I never remember to do until I actually read myself saying it here. To have some water, which I do have here. Perfect. And make sure your phone makes, I'm sorry, I already said that. Do whatever you need to do in order to be present here for the next hour so you don't miss anything important. We're going to go through so much stuff. I talk fast. You guys already know that. So stay present. Give yourself the gift of paying attention to this, paying the whole thing, paying attention to it. And also realize that you'll see the question and answer tab at the bottom of your Zoom screen. So use that to ask any questions that come up during the training so that we can keep track of them. I'm going to go pretty fast in order to keep everything into our time together, but I want to make sure that I'm going to leave time at the end to answer your questions. And the Retail Mavens team is here with us. They're going to be hanging out and chat. So, so if you need anything during the training, don't hesitate to ask. That's what they're here for. My heart and my goal for you is that you have an incredible experience and walk away with actionable items. It is what I am known for. I'm really thrilled about it. All right, so here's the truth. The truth is you need a successful sale right after Christmas. Moving inventory out at the end of the year is crucial to decrease your inventory and honestly also your tax liability. That can impact it too. And because your sale customers are looking for sale right now, there is this whole additional revenue stream that comes from this one segment of your customers. We're going to talk about them in just a second. And now I'm going to tell you the exact same thing I tell all of our private clients. I would always be honest with you. It's core value. And these 3 strategic and tactical steps that I'm going to share today that you're going to walk away with are going to help you stop sabotaging your profits with sales, right? And they come from my Clearance Sales Secrets program. But this digital course covers so much more than obviously I could ever get close to sharing in a 1-hour training. So I'm also going to give you at the end the opportunity to take your success with this further by purchasing it at a fabulous discount. And the bonuses I have for you, I'm so thrilled to share that with you. But then I wanted you just to know that from the beginning. But let me be perfectly clear. I'm going to be sharing these foundational pillars that you can start with and that will fully serve you. They will. And you can take what you learned today and go it alone. And if you want to take your sale to the next level using this amazing one-of-a-kind program that helps you have your clearance sale in the right time, at the right way, for the right customers, and it'll be available for you at the end. And it would honestly be a disservice for me if I didn't offer that to you. All right. Thanks so much for being here. I'm so excited. So thrilled. So listen, first I want to know in chat, do you have a brick and mortar store or an online store or both? Let me know which it is that you have. I want to know who we're talking to. And listen, everything I'm going to go through today will actually work for both, but I wanted to know if I should steer it one way or another. So if you could tell me if you have, okay, so Tracy has both. If you have an online store or brick and mortar, I'd love to know that too. All right. So make sure that you enter that in there. Okay, brick and mortar. Great, Carol. Thank you for letting me know. So, you guys, this is what happens after the holidays. On December 26th, your inventory will be old. Now, not for sure, not all of it, but much of it will be, right? And if you have old non-selling merchandise in your store sitting there on 12/26, it's tying up the money you need to buy fresh new inventory that customers actually want. it really is what keeps you stuck, and you don't want to be stuck. You kind of look like this, all that cash on the floor that's in stuff that you're not, that you bought that you thought you'd sell before Christmas. It's no big deal. Everybody makes buying mistakes, right? But you can't buy new without more cash. And where will you put it without the old inventory being gone, right? And gosh, there's nothing new to share on your Facebook Lives. And so that's what I mean about how old inventory literally holds people hostage. It literally does. So how can we release those chains and get it out? I'm going to share with you the top four actually mistakes that retailers make in their after Christmas sale. And I'm going to show this to you so you can stop sabotaging your sale and you can move confidently in the next season, free of that old stale inventory and with more cash in the bank. That's right. It's going to be just like this, just like Captain Obvious. Who's ready to turn that old stock into cash, right? Drop an I am in the chat if this is you. Plus, the thing is that, while most retailers have a lot of cash flow now during December, it's crazy how tight January and February and March can turn in the blink of an eye, right? And so that's the other thing. That's the other power of what I'm teaching today. So you're ready for that? Are you ready to find out how to turn old stock into cash? Because today you're going to be making a plan. And the disclaimer I have to give you is that you're going to be making a plan to move it out while keeping more cash. That's what it is. That's what my goal is for you today. The disclaimer that I wanted to share is that results don't just magically appear, even though when you take the right actions, it does sometimes feel like it's a little bit like magic, but they happen when you have an open mind, when you're willing to try something new and different, when you're ready to change what isn't working and take action on what you're learning. Because honestly, if you're not willing to do all this, then neither my free advice that I'm sharing with you today, nor my paid programs will help you. Neither thing will help you. So I want to make sure that you're open-minded, because you have to be. And listen, who am I like, and why am I sharing this all with you? What I'm telling you is that these strategies that I'm about to share with you, they work. I know this because not only did they work for me in my 3 stores, but they've been tested by thousands of independent retailers since I sold my store to become a retail coaching consultant full-time. I have walked the walk. I myself, you guys, true story. I'm going to stop sharing so I can look deep into your eyes, because the true story is that I have made all these mistakes myself. It's true. I have. And when I learned what I was doing wrong, I was so angry because I'd missed the opportunity to make all that money. And so that's the reason why I wanted to make it easier for you to learn it. The struggle that you face isn't your fault. This information isn't out there. There's no retail school that helps you with all of this. And so that's the reason why I wanted to put all this together. It's the reason why I sold my stores and started doing it, because I was almost bankrupt twice. And after I learned what I resourced up, got a coach, and learned what I needed to know, I was able to turn things around. And I got so passionate about helping other people have a similar experience. That's really what's at the mission of everything that our team does. With the way we look at everything is just the number of people, the number of retailers that we're able to help. I was just telling Natasha last night about how we look at it that we're literally holding your dream in our hands, and that's what we're helping you to help it grow bigger. That's what we're doing. And I noticed that there was this one thing that was always missing, and that one thing that no one teaches about, and there's so much money that can be made from it. And it's such a big part of your retail success, of your strategy. And it's how to run a successful clearance sale. That's the fact of it. So I'm founder of Retail Mavens. I'm a God girl. I'm a wife. I'm mom of America's Most Fun Family. It's true. We won a nationwide contest, and I do love Taylor Swift very much. And I'm here to help guide you so that it's easier for you than it was for me. That's what I'm eager to share with you. All right, so let's dig in. So what are the most common mistakes that retailers make? Almost all of them end up using a sale as a panicked, impromptu gimmick to raise some fast cash when they're in a cash flow crunch or to move old inventory. And that's very standard. If you've ever been in that moment of realizing on Friday that rent's due next week and you don't have enough money to cover it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly. You think to yourself, well, if I offer a big discount, people will come. And on the surface, it seems to, right? I mean, and traffic increases during the sale and you get some extra cash so you can cover your rent. So phew, right? But soon, and usually a little too soon, you're right back in that cash crunch. And maybe it's even a little worse this second time. And the reason this is happening is because you're making some unintended mistakes that hurt your profits so much, and they encourage and train your customers to actually only shop with you during sales. And so you get trapped in this downward spiral. And so that's the first most common mistake that people make. And maybe you're in a seasonal business like a clothing store, and you just do the sales the same way other stores do it. I mean, Cecilia on our team had a kids store, and she saw that the big stores and other competitors just went right to 50% off. So she just did the same thing because that's what everybody did. But that isn't the best approach. And not having a strategy for your store, for your items with your customers, leaves you competing with everybody else, and you just don't get the results that you want or that you're expecting. Or maybe it's this one is you. Maybe you've had the belief that your products should never go on sale. You think that putting something on sale is like cheapening your image and losing money for no reason. You don't ever want to be known as the sales store, right? And your items aren't seasonal mostly, so all you need to do is have the right person come in to buy that item. But believing that sales won't work isn't that's going to literally hurt your business. I mean, that's going to literally hurt your business. So these two things together, not doing sales ever and thinking that sales don't work for you, you're missing out on a whole new income stream that I'll share with you about. And if you've been following me for a while, you've heard me talk about the Christmas vase story. It's a story about a customer a retailer who just did not believe that sales work for her. She said, they just don't work for me. And she got this fabulous vase in, and it was beautiful, and she was all excited about it. And she moved it, but it just wouldn't sell. She put it in her front window. Wait, anyone else have that experience of having something that just doesn't sell? Come on, I can't be the only person. I'm sure that the others of you have had that experience too, right? Right? Something that is really great and you'd buy it again and you don't know what it is, but you don't know what, but it hasn't sold. Well, so she moved it all around, but it just didn't sell. She said, I did try putting it on sale, Kathy, but it still didn't move. She had marked it down 20%. And then when it didn't sell, she marked it back up and she moved it to the counter. She marked it down again and then up. It just didn't sell. Then Christmas Eve, she said she was in the back and she heard the tingle of her bell. And the perfect customer came in and gasped when they saw the vase and said that they were so excited about it, that their sister was going to love it, and they paid full price for it. So see, Kathy, she said, I just had to wait for the right person to come in. And then when I asked her how long she had waited before this finally happened, she told me, true story, the amount of time, 13 years. 13 years she'd had that vase. I speak all over at trade shows, and I've spoken to thousands and thousands and thousands of retailers. And every time I tell the story, there's always someone in the audience that raises their hand and says, oh yeah, I have an item that's over 13-year-old in my store, always. I'm not kidding about this. It took this retailer 13 years of marking the vase up and down and moving it all around and dusting it before it finally sold. So that was then proof in her eyes that sales don't work and you have to wait for the right person to come in. Which of these 4 strategies do you relate to? Which one have you used in your own head? Give me a 1, 2, 3, or 4. Stacy, how about you? Which one have you used before? Or Andrea? I'd love to know. Yeah, right, 2. Right. And because you don't know what you don't know, right? And you realize that there's other options and all these other people are doing it. So you see like it might be right, but I'm going to tell you that that it's not. Hey, Tracy, I didn't see you before. Good to see you. And you see that the problem is that these mistakes are just a Band-Aid. They're not a true solution. Sure, you got rid of the seasonal merchandise, but at way too deep of a loss. That's the thing. And you haven't fixed the underlying problem. You're still stuck with more of that inventory than you should be. And so that's the problem with all this. And so the fact is that a well-executed sales strategy, when it's when it's done right, it will help you correct any merchandise mistakes you've made. And I don't care how long you've been in business, we never get it 100% right, right? I mean, who else besides me has been guilty of reordering something one too many times? Exactly. Oh my golly. Or you order some sweater or something in 3 colors and you really liked all 3, and maybe one was your favorite color, but for some reason it didn't sell, right? Yep. Andrea's like, yep. I'm so glad. Thank you for sharing. And thank you very much, Tracy, for, I'm not the only person up here. Let me tell you that your clearance sale, when it's executed correctly, will provide a healthy cash flow infusion right when your business needs it. Your sale is literally a critical strategic part of your inventory and cash flow plans. But you need to maximize the components going into the successful sale for you so that the sale works for you and not against you. So let's dig into those 4 steps right now. Okay, step 1. The first one is no store-wide or site-wide sale, either way. This is easy to happen when you want to just raise some cash fast. And hear me clearly. I'm not saying that it's bad for that purpose. I'm not saying that you can't do it, but this isn't the way to clear out a bunch of old inventory. Like if you're just looking to raise cash fast, if that's what your point is, then you could do it. Everything is whatever, 20% off or something. But if you're here to clear out inventory, this doesn't work. This does not work. Don't do it, because it will backfire on you. If your goal is to turn old inventory into cash, if that's what your goal is, because when you run a store-wide sale like this, think about this, you're actually giving your customers control of your inventory and your margins. They're going to choose what they want to buy at the discount that you've set. And they will choose your top sellers. You know that, not the older stuff that you wanted to move out. So then you're left to deal with this aftermath. You've had sold out bestsellers, which you now have to reorder, and you have ruined profit margins, and no one's even looked at the old stale merchandise that you really wanted to get rid of. And not only that, but what I see happen is that doing it once is never enough. You're still hostage to all that old inventory because not enough old inventory is moved out and not enough cash is made. So you're in the same problem again. So literally what happens is that you end up training your customers to only shop when it's on sale. And why wouldn't they? Because you're doing it all the time. So it's like, this is actually what gives you a reputation of having a sales store. It's the same thing as giving a customer a 20% off coupon that they can use whenever they want. So it's imperative that you take control of your cash flow. It's imperative. And how do we do that? You've got to take markdowns on specific inventory, specific markdowns on specific inventory. You have to control what your customers buy and at what markdowns they buy it so that you can meet your goal, which is more cash and less of the inventory that you don't want, right? And so how do you know what to include in your sale? Well, for sure, you don't want to include your best sellers, right? The ones you're always reordering. That's just killing your profit margins. But I'm sure you knew that. Second, the other thing that you should always include is any item that's over a year old. Your products should never celebrate a birthday in your store. Never. No birthdays allowed. Never. What? Said the little dog. This is a particularly common mistake that I see with stores that carry non-seasonal merchandise, like a lot of gift stores. Clothing stores are sort of forced to do it because, you know, like a sweater like this, you're not going to sell this in June, right? But I tell you, if it's not, and gift stores and maker stores tend to think, well, if it's not out of season, it's still good, right? Absolutely not. No birthdays allowed. It means if something's over a year old, it means that your customers have said to you, they've told you, no, we don't want that product. And by continuing to cling on to it in hopes that the right person will come along and buy it eventually, you're ignoring their vote. They're telling you and you're ignoring them. That's the problem. So the thing is that it's almost like when you're looking at, when a customer walks in your store and they're buying things, they're voting with their dollars. Right? And so that really changes how you look at your inventory. And product that hasn't sold after it's hung out for 12 months or more, no matter how much you've re-merchandised it and posted it and sent out emails, is getting no votes. It's got to go so you can reinvest that money into products that will. So that's why It's so important to make sure that you're not doing this. If your goal is to get rid of and is to get clear out some old inventory. Listen, let me share a quick story with you about Cadence. So when I first met her, she's a client that's in our mastermind. And when I first met her, she was really reluctant to do clearance sales. She's like, sales notes don't work for us. I mean, we're busy and all during the sale, but afterwards I'm slow for weeks. And then I have to reorder those products because, and so when I asked her about it, right, she did that site-wide thing where you get 25 or 30% off. So of course her customers would come in and just stock up on her best items and then just leave the older inventories there, just like I told you. But once I shared this whole strategy with her, the whole clearance sale secret strategy, and how to only include the merchandise you need to get rid of, her experience turned around completely. Suddenly, she was able to use the money that was freed up from that old inventory to buy more of the high demand products, which she sold easily at a full markup. And her sales weren't dead for days after, I'm sorry, and her sale didn't kill her traffic for days afterwards because her customers still wanted to buy the items that weren't included in the sale. So that's why. So, all right, I got to know, have I convinced you that running a store or site-wide sale will not help you turn old inventory into cash? Right? Have I convinced you? Give me a me. Good. All right. Awesome. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Hooray, hooray. Now let's move on to mistake number 2, shall we? Now, this is a critical strategy that I go into depth on in the program. But what this is just doing a 2-day weekend sale. Don't do it. Now, listen, it's very common for retailers to approach slow traffic, like, sales, it's by just throwing a weekend sale, thinking it'll bring in much needed traffic and cash flow. And while their intention is good about that, and there's nothing wrong with a flash sale like that, the thing is that there's a big flaw with this strategy. There's a difference between a flash sale, like just something you're going to do over the weekend on something. Like I was talking to a quilt store this morning, and so their sales in boutiques had really been down, so they did a flash sale over the weekend about, or they're doing one this weekend about on boutiques. So that's fine because they specifically want to get rid of boutiques, but that's one thing, right? And that's why they're only doing it for 2 days. You see, when your goal is to turn old inventory into cash, that does not work. And also, you're targeting, when you run a sale, any sale, your main target is not your thumbs. Now, who are your thumbs? Let me share that with you. You see, if a 2-day sale isn't going to target your let me explain this to you. Let me go to this right away. So let's do a little exercise. So everybody put your hands up in front of yourself. And when you look at this, these are 10 fingers, right? Fold down your fingers. So you're just looking at your thumbs. Your thumbs, 2 out of the 10 represent your best customers. 80% of your sales come from these 20% of these customers. I call them your thumbs. They buy full price merchandise. They come back a lot. They rave about you to all their friends. You can probably think of a few thumbs right now, right? And you love them. And they don't really care much about sales. They'll participate sometimes, but they don't always respond to sale language, right? Your thumbs would rather pay full price and get the newest and the greatest and your excellent customer service, right? So when we're running a sale, we're not talking to our thumbs. Instead, you want to talk to your pinkies. Your pinkies are who we want to talk to because your pinkies are your sale customers. Your pinkies love a deal. They love the hunt of a bargain and the thrill of a discount. They love TJ Maxx. Like that's what they love to do. They love scrounging around for things. And listen, we love our pinkies. We do now. I didn't used to always. I used to resent them, but now I see how they're essential to every successful retailer because they help us move out old merchandise while putting cash in our pockets. And don't make the mistake of thinking that you can do just any kind of sale and that your pinkies will come running. You see, the secret is that you've got to tailor your sale and your message to your pinkies. So they know that they aren't going to take action unless you're giving them something really good. So the words you use matter. The length of your sale matters. Your marketing and your merchandise matter. To move the most old inventory out, to sell the most and serve them the best, you must give your pinkies what they want and what they expect, which is much more than a quick weekend sale. So how long should your clearance sale be? Well, in order to fully maximize the power of a pinky, your sale needs to run for 6 weeks. That's right, 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Let me say that again. To fully maximize the power of the pinky, your sale needs to run for 6 weeks. This literally becomes a brand new income stream for you. It's so exciting, you guys. It's really thrilling. I can't tell you how many customers have given me, clients, I should say, have given me pushback on this when they first hear it. You know, how can I possibly run a sale for 6 weeks? And right away, they're imagining that they're giving their entire store away. But listen, hear me when I tell you that this step is imperative to protecting your margins and unlocking the pinky power. It's all based on consumer psychology. I'm a geek about this so that you don't have to be. And when you run the sale the right way for the right amount of times, your pinkies will reward you with repeat purchases. They'll come back more than once and better margins. You see, each one of those 6 weeks, each one has a different plan, a different strategy. And they each play a part. They each play a part in your overall clearance strategy. I lay out that week by week plan for everything, for every component about this in our clearance sales secrets program. And by starting right now, but starting right now, you have to embrace the fact that a longer sale is necessary to really target your pinkies adequately, pinky power, and to make sure that you move out the most inventory, right? And that's what this is all about. That's what the purpose of this sale is. So you want to run your sale for 6 weeks to maximize the power of your pinkies. Gosh, and I love to share this story about CYNDI from Emma's quilt cupboard. When she first learned about this 6 weeks, she was hesitant to say the least. She was very verbal about telling us how crazy she thought we were. And I get it. But I'll tell you, I only share things that we know has worked. That's the beauty of what we do. And I was telling her about how I said to her, I said, you haven't really ever run a clearance sale. Instead, what she did, and I bet there's some of you that do this too. She had a permanent clearance section in the back of her store, and she would just add merchandise to it when the inventory started looking low. That's how she did. That's what she did. So she really resisted that she'd be highlighting those clearance items for 6 full weeks. I mean, she couldn't bear that the focus on her beautiful, colorful, very organized store would be on this mismatched, messy sale merchandise for that long. But she went all in on her first 6-week sale, and she was shocked at how well it worked, you guys. Her old inventory, her old strategy of just having this permanent section wasn't utilizing pinky power to the fullest. I mean, it's not bad to have a clearance section. That alone as a strategy isn't a bad one, but it's not your main one to clear out old inventory. So now she does it all the time, and she reports that her results continue to improve. She still is not crazy about looking at those sale racks for 6 weeks, but she's loving the cash it's put up, the cash it's gotten her. So that's what she's really embraced. She also takes vacations. I also share with everybody. I was telling Natasha this yesterday, that I would always go on vacation during some of this time because I just wanted to be gone. So that's fine too. Alrighty, so let's review very fast. So the first one is to take markdowns on specific merchandise. No site or store-wide sales where customers get to choose what they want and at any markdown they want. And run your sale for 6 weeks to maximize the power of your pinky sale. You have to run it for 6 weeks. And the bonus is that with these 2 steps so far, I've defined for you the difference between a flash sale and a clearance sale, because they're 2 different things. I'm talking about clearing out your old inventory. And I've also identified a brand new income stream for you. All right, the 3rd step. Number 3, a huge secret about the success of a sale is what words you use to describe it to your customer. Let me give you a couple of examples. Like let's say you were going to have a summer sale. Like, how does summer sale or end of season sale sound to you? I'll tell you that to me, they sound pretty vague and way too common, right? I mean, isn't that what you see in every store window or whatever, you know, they just don't stand out. Some stores will get a bit more creative when it comes to naming their sale, like a sizzling summer sale, spring fling, a bosses away sale, beat the heat sale, dollar days. I mean, these are all fast, you know, fabulous different ideas, and they're fun to use for some of those limited time promotions. It's not a good strategy for a clearance sale. Why? Because they aren't giving your pinkies enough information to get them to take action and go to your website or to drive to your store to shop your sale. Remember what I said? Remember what I said that the words, remember when I said that the words you use matter to your pinkies? They matter a lot. So what should you call your sale instead? You've got to use these 8 magic words. You've got to call it your semi-annual clearance sale, up to 75% down off. That's critical. This is how you have to use this is how you have to call it. So this is what works every single time, no matter what. Now let me break this down for you. Let's compare like an after holidays sale to versus a semi-annual clearance sale. Which one do you think you'd find better bargains at? 1 or 2? 1 or 2, right? Yeah, exactly. Ramona knows. She's on it. You see, the thing is, if you're a pinky, this distinction to you as the owner might seem small, but the impact on customers is huge. It's huge. Simply calling something an after holiday sale doesn't have the same impact as a semi-annual clearance sale, which tells your customers 2 things. It tells you the word, first of all, it's a twice a year only sale, so it's big. And second, the word clearance means that the deals will be really good. Right? That's the whole thing. And then that tagline, up to 75% off, that's a real attention grabber to pinkies. By using that specific number is so compelling. And it tells them you have great bargains. And it tells them that this sale is worth making the effort to shop at. This is literally, those 8 words is literally pinky code for time to shop. That's what they see. That's why you have to add it. You don't want to give them a range. You don't want to say anything else, or you're starting. You want to just say up to 75% off, because then people focus on the lower discount, and that's why they take action. And so they want to know what your bottom line markdown is. And then your responsibility is to find some things at that price, you know? And like I said, I walked through how to do that in the program, but the thing that's so critical here is to be consistent and use this name in any and all marketing you do for the sale, because it's all based on consumer psychology. Gosh, I tell you, one of my clients, I've actually worked with them since they opened, and we crossed a huge milestone last year. And I'll tell you, they fought this forever. They fought this. They were so excited to try. They learned all the secrets and everything. And the evening of their first sale day, the evening of their very first day, so they'd had the sale had started. That night they said, "This sale stuff doesn't work, Kathy. You're crazy." I was like, well, it's worked for so many retailers, including toy stores, for so many years. Send me a copy of your email. So they sent me a copy of the email, and they called the sale "The Toys Santa Left Behind." A cute name for sure. I mean, and they do fabulous marketing. But I said to them, "So you didn't use semi-annual clearance sale up to 75% off, like I told you?" And they told me that they hated that name. It doesn't sound like them. It's just not our messaging. We sell toys with the magic still in them. That's their tagline. And so your sale name doesn't really imply magic at all. And that's true. Their slogan speaks to their thumbs, the ones who really value what they do and take pride in purchasing quality toys with the magic still in them at full price. But semi-annual clearance sale speaks to their pinkies who are waiting for the deals, the markdowns, and the bargains. They reluctantly agreed to resend their email the next day, but using the Pinkie approved name instead. Their response the next day was off the charts. They were floored at the difference in results. And they've never used, and they've used the SACS name, semi-annual clearance sale name, ever since, because it worked so successfully for them. So successfully for them. So let's recap your steps, shall we? Number 1, do not run a store or site-wide sale, because you want to be able to choose what you're going to mark down and what discount you're going to give it. You're also not going to run just a weekend sale unless it's like a planned flash sale or something. You want to maximize your power, the Pinkie power. You want to maximize the power of that Pinkie, which, you know, your new income stream. So it's got to last 6 weeks, and let the name of your sale do the heavy lifting for you. Name your sale, semi-annual clearance sale, up to 75% off. Really, you guys, when you run a clearance sale the right way, like this, you're literally adding an additional income stream to your business. When you do this right, like, it's so profitable for you. Your sale is no longer a burden or a drain on your profit margin. It becomes an essential part of your inventory strategy. And no customer thinks that you're the sales store. No customer thinks that. That does not happen. That's what's so exciting about this. So one of your greatest fears is put to rest, right? So now, dear friends, you know, like I said from the beginning, you can take these steps that you've learned and apply them to your sale. And you can, but I know that going alone is a long, bumpy, winding road. So doing it with my clearance sales secrets program means that I'm guiding you and I'm walking with you. And there's so much more that we didn't have time to cover today, but I'll give you the shortcut and the tools to navigate around any bumps that you have along the way. So I mentioned at the start that I have a special offer, and I'm so excited. Pay attention here now. And the reason why I'm doing this is because you need this to be ready for after Christmas, right? And listen, if this isn't right for you, I get it. But if you want to take control of your cash flow, if you're intrigued about really controlling your inventory and looking at this, investigating this new income stream while providing excellent customer service to that segment of your customers that you might not have known existed, or like me, resented before, this is what this program will do for you. This is what this delivers. This is what it delivers. So what is it that you actually get? What are the results? The effects from this that on the thousands of retailers that have used it is incredible. It's incredible. What I know for sure is that it will have a huge impact on you too. It's going to give you the freedom from that bondage of the old inventory and the excitement to be able to know that you can afford to bring in fresh, new, exciting merchandise, you know, and it's going to help you sleep better. Because with cash in the bank, it's such a relief, right? Who doesn't want that? So won't this be exciting? I mean, this will be incredible for you. And here's the thing too, is that not only are you going to use this for after Christmas, but no, you're going to be able to use this twice a year from here on going forward. This is like found money. Have you ever reached into the pocket of a coat and found some crumpled up money inside of it? How fun is that, right? That's what this does. It's going to help you find money in your business year after year after year. And this is how you get there. There's each module in the program, there's 8 of them, features an exact strategy that gives you everything you need to free up that cash that's tied up in old or excess inventory. And they're all designed to be short but powerful. And you get markdowns, a markdown template, marked out and made easy printouts, so you don't have to do any math. You know, you can just use those. You actually get sale sign templates. We go over the consumer psychology between the right color you should use and the right font. We do all that for you. If you want to figure out how to give your team a bonus, we help you figure out that. A team meeting agenda, a supply checklist. Hello, I've ran out of things. And so we want to make sure, I don't want you to run out of any essentials. The step-by-step process of the reality recap, which is an essential success for your next sale. You guys, the value of all this is $1,158. It's incredible. And it guides you through every aspect of your successful sale. Some of which you don't even know you should or shouldn't be doing because you know you've been making some of these mistakes that we've talked about today. And I'm going to walk you through how to prepare for your sale so that it's a stress-free event, right? The whole point of all of this, right, is to give you more cash, the fastest path to more cash and calm. And that's what we're doing here. I tell you when to schedule the sale to make sure you're taking advantage of the consumer behavior and to market it properly so you get to all those pinkies. We go over a lot of deals and that and give you a lot of samples. I talked about how to execute and merchandise the sale, each one of those 6 weeks, so that you're fully capitalizing on the Pinkie behavior, the Pinkie power, and how to work with your team, how to get them all on board so that you're all working together seamlessly and going the same way. And we also talk about how to end your sale and what to do after your sale to make sure you're setting yourself up right for the next one. You guys, this guarantees your success, period. It does. It does. And it's a completely digital program, so you get access to it immediately. This is so important that we include it in all of our group coaching and private coaching programs because it's imperative to use. Clients in all levels of our programs are working through these modules this month for that reason exactly. And because I know how important this strategy is, and because there's such a lack of retail training about it, and people make so many mistakes, I offer this program on its own for retailers who aren't ready to commit yet to our group program or our private coaching programs. So the total value today is $14.88, and we sell this for $9.97 all year long. And people who have used it before will tell you that they earn that back, usually the first day. I love Brianna's story. She has a kid's store and she sold $2,000 on the first day of her sale after having only sold $80 the whole week. True story. And remember, you're going to do this twice a year. So you'll make this investment back so many times over. But I wanted to give you all a special price for being here. I told you I'm serious about helping you to put it together, to putting it to work right now. So you can hop on board right now for just $297. Just $297. Just $297. And then I realized, so just $297, you guys, to make all of that money back, to start this whole new income stream for yourself in your store, in your business, in your online. This works for both places, online and online and in store. I couldn't think of the word for a second. It works for both. It's incredible. And then the team and I were talking about what else we could do. And this is so special. So just on Monday, we wrapped up our Black Friday promotion. We put together this richer retailer bundle. And with this, listen, the fact is it's never been easier for you to get your store on the right track to increase profitability and better sleep. Everything you need to end 2021 strong and have the best year yet in 2022. So the bundle includes the killer clearance sales, the clearance sale secrets. You can see that right there. But oh gosh, you guys, wait. It also includes an access pack. I'm getting so excited. Deep breath. It also includes an access pass to our 2-day virtual planning palooza. Oh my gosh, this helps you have your best year yet. You get crystal clear about your goals and your projects for the new year. And you can use our best year yet playbook and worksheets to break your plan out into little chunks, into checklists. It ensures success beyond January. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. Oh my gosh, Andrea, thank you so much for sharing it. She joined just a couple months ago and she said it's worth every single penny. Oh, for that, great, because Andrea, you're in our Retail Mavens coaching program. I'm so excited. You just had a sales increase of 68%. So incredible. That's really amazing. Congratulations. Congratulations. Have you done best year yet, Andrea? Tell me. And Cecilia, you've got to put your 2 cents in there. Cecilia paid for it in 1 month. That's incredible. So exciting. So exciting. So Juanita, Cecilia, I mean, I want you to share a little bit about how you feel about the Planning Palooza. Yes. Cecilia was a client for a long time before she became a member of our team. And yeah, she's a rock star. She loves it. We also give you the retailer's guide to doing a physical inventory. We have a 6-step blueprint. And I know that you probably don't love doing a physical inventory, but it's critical that you know exactly what to do to not make mistakes because it keeps you from overpaying taxes. It also, geez Louise, how many people have struggled with like not where your team feels like they can't count on what the point of sale says that you actually have an inventory, right? It's so maddening. So that's why it's the secret to happy customers, because then your customers are, when they're buying online and the inventory is actually there and your team is confident in it, and frankly more profit too. Exactly. Oh, Ramona, I'm so glad you purchased this just a few days ago. There you go. So you already have this. I'm so excited for you. And last but not least, you also get the 7 steps to improved cash flow, which this, you guys, is simple, easy things. It's what we're known for, taking complex things. How can you get better cash flow? It literally came from a client asking me, what can I do to improve my cash flow right now? And so I put together this guide. They are proven tactics that you can take action on right now that are essential to your finances going smoothly. So what we decided to do is that we decided to extend this Black Friday bundle to everyone who buys the Clearance Sale Secrets program for this limited price of just $297. That's what we decided to do. So I'm so excited for you guys to get this bonus. You have a whole new income stream to gain and nothing to lose. And we have a 60-day satisfaction guarantee. No worries. So if you're ready to hop on board, if you're ready to start turning that stale merchandise into cash, I'm going to give you a second to go grab your credit card before I share that link to use for the special price. Yep, I'm being that bold. I'm telling you, I want you to go get your credit card because I am that sure that this will work for you. All right, ready? Are you ready? Oh, Pat, thanks for saying that. Pat said that she's been in our Retail Mavens coaching group since April, and she loves it. We love having you here. She said, I've been in business for 15 years, and I wish I had done this years earlier. Oh, thank you so much for sharing, Pat. We're so happy you're here. And listen, this is just a great little taste of how we do things. So if you've ever thought of joining one of our programs or whatever, this is a perfect way to jump in and get your feet wet, because I know what this program will do for your business, not just for that stale inventory, but for your confidence and being able to get out of debt and having that cash for new, fresh inventory. Here's the link. Here's the link. And it's only available for a short time, as well as the Planning Palooza Access Pass and the physical inventory and cash flow guides. It's so awesome, you guys. It's what you need right now to end the year so strong. If you're hearing my voice and if you're a retailer, online, e-commerce, or brick and mortar, you should be getting this right now. Right now. You can find the money in your business, literally that. Kaiser and Vendor they always say about me is that it's like Kathy will help you find, you know, if you're sitting on the couch and there's money hidden in your couch, Kathy helps you find that money in your store. And that's exactly true. Can you imagine how much money you're going to make with just a small investment of $297? It's literally a no-brainer. And once you've used it once you've invested in it once, you get to use it twice a year. To have this easy strategy in your hands for the rest of your retail life for only $297, like I said, it's usually $997. And at that price, it gives you a good return on your investment. So, I mean, it's really powerful. And listen, I'm a numbers gal, and there's a difference between expenses, which cost you money, and an investment, which makes you money. How many of you would spend $297 with the vendor, hoping to get back $600, right? Right? You for sure would do that. You'd buy something that you think will sell, and that you'd hope you'd be able to sell it for $600. This is going to return thousands of dollars to you. Bree got back $2,000 the first day. You've seen the wonderful testimonials in chat from some of our other clients. Yeah, that's true. You'll use it every year, twice a year. It works. That is very true. All right, so now let me jump into some of the question and answers, okay? Some of the questions, I mean. So Jordan asked, I missed part of the training because I'm in my store. We understand. Will there be a replay? Yeah, there's going to be a replay of this training for a limited time, and we can email it to you as soon as it's uploaded and ready to go. And boy, listen, also, if you guys have any retail business besties, you know, that you'd like to share this with, we're so passionate about helping people to not make those mistakes any longer and to be able to bring home the cash, get the cash and move the inventory more than ever before that they deserve, right? That's so please share this. We'd be honored to have you share it. Sandra says, my store is less than a year old. Do I still need the sale? Oh, yes, you do. You may not have inventory that has had a birthday or two yet, but running a clearance sale is still your chance to make sure that you never do. And this clearance sale program will show you what other merchandise should be included in your sales too. It lines it all up for you, clear as day. You see, the thing is that your pinkies expect you to have a sale. And if you don't, you're ignoring this whole segment of your customers. And you're missing out on a whole new income stream that we shared with you about. And so this is the case if you don't carry seasonal products too, like if you have a gift store or a toy store, it doesn't matter. It works for all of them. Remember that first step that I shared, the first rule from step 1 about never putting your best sellers on sale. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. So now you're not going to have to put good, fresh inventory on sale just to have a sale. They've used it for years now. And some clients now actually even buy inventory specifically to include in their sacks. So you talk about how powerful it is. So you're in a great place. If your store isn't even a year old now, you're in a great place. to get started right from the very beginning with in a way that so many other people wish they had. Pat, I'm sure like Pat said, she wishes she had gotten to this earlier. All righty, let's see here. There's another question here too. Andrea said, Kathy, you briefly touched on this. I have a gift shop. Should I not have a clearance corner? Excellent question, Andrea. So for sure, you can have a clearance corner. If you have the room in your store, like a little back area where there's, it's always usually a low traffic area or whatever, you can for sure always have a clearance area in it. There's nothing wrong with that. The difference is that when you want to, like after Christmas, when you want to really move some of the, because as well as I do, Andrea, that, I mean, it's not just Andrea. Who here thinks that they might have bought some things for Christmas? You guys help Andrea out here. Who here besides Andrea thinks that they've bought a few things for Christmas that they can already see haven't sold the way that they thought they would, right? Who else? Yes. Oh, Ramona, thanks for not leaving her up there, and thanks Tracy for not leaving her up there by herself, because it happens to all of us. You can tell them right away and you're like, oh geez, I can just tell that this isn't going to sell. So the thing is that that's what this is for. This is for getting rid of that merchandise after Christmas. Like clients will say to us, they'll say, oh yeah, I already bought that. That'll be going right in the sacks, because that's what we call a semi-annual clearance sale, SACS. We call it a sacks. So already that's what it is. Oh my gosh, Tracy said when she bought her store, she inherited inventory that's up to 14 years old. Yeah, I tell you, every single time I talk about that vase store, that Christmas vase store, there's always somebody in the audience that has something that's that old. All righty, let me see, another question. So Andrea, let me know if I answered your question there. And then Megan, wait, hold on. Megan said, let me see this. Oh, Megan says, thank you for all your help. Thank you so very much for being here. She says, I'm really tempted to buy the program, but I don't have a lot of time right now. If I buy it now, do I have unlimited access to it so I can dig in when I have more time? Yes, this is a self-study program. So once you download it, it's yours to keep and to go through on your own schedule. There are no live calls to catch, no limited time to have access to it. And we just updated it just recently. And actually everybody we sent the new one out to everybody who had already had it. We gave it to them because we want you to have every single new trick and strategy and tip at your disposal so that you can make this as successful as possible. That's what we want for you. It is our heart for all independent retailers, online, brick and mortar. You guys are the backbones of your community. What you do is so important to everybody. So that's why we work so hard to make sure that we give you the strategies you need to be as successful as you possibly can and not get burnt out. So know that there is a science to all of this, and that to this having these clearance sales, right? And so right now is a pretty recognizable time because of how it's right after Christmas. But like in the program, we go into detail about when the other best time is to do it. When you can get the best results and fully unleash your Pinkie power. when your pinkies are ready to shop. So you guys, I'm so excited that I'm so excited that you're here, and I'm so excited for those of you that have already invested. Thank you so much, you guys. It's an honor to be able to help you. And if you're watching the replay, thank you too. And I so appreciate you giving me your time today and for being open to learning and growing. And I truly believe that the future of independent retail is strong, and I'll be here with you every step of the way, sharing the science of retail so you can live the life of a richer retailer. And what we teach is from how, because we work in the trenches with our private, with all of our private one-on-one clients. And so we know what works and what doesn't work. So we're always updating all of this. And so make sure that you follow us we have a fabulous Facebook group, as well as we have our new YouTube channel, which is just wonderful. We'll be getting wonderful comments about that, as well as it's all of our handles for social media. And here again is the link to grab the clearance sale with the discount. I just want to make sure that you're aware of all this, and I'm happy to, in fact, I was about to say that I'm happy to answer any other questions you have. And here's one more. Carol says, you mentioned to not have birthday discounts. Can you add more to that discussion? Sure, Carol. So what I mean is that you shouldn't carry any items in your store that are older than a year. So you shouldn't carry any items that are celebrating a birthday. That's what I meant by that. So it's not about giving birthday discounts, but I will tell you, which is a fabulous way of of celebrating people on their birthday. That's a fun thing to do, just to have a little gift for them. Let me know if that answers your question, Carol. All right, you guys. Thank you so very much. Hey, oh, good. I'm glad she said that it did answer questions. So thank you so very much, you guys. I can't wait to see you in our groups. And we have two more. Calls coming up. One is about cash flow, about how to improve cash flow, and always a critical topic. And the last one is about if you're thinking about maybe retiring or trying something other than retail, and about how to, because as you can imagine, there's a science to selling your store or doing a going out of business sale, and people get that wrong too. And so if you've ever thought about doing that, it's a service we offer, it's a way we help people, and so we're sharing some of the tips in that webinar coming up. All righty, everybody, have a wonderful day. Happy retailing. Bye-bye now.